Hello, super quick intro. Today I'm going to show you how you can solve the Hanayama Starfish puzzle, which means I'm going to give you the quickest and easiest to follow way of separating those two fish from that starfish piece, and then how you can do the reverse to put it back together. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so here we have a fully assembled starfish puzzle. Now, for actually solving this one, first of all, we need to get the same orientation. So you'll notice that on the 5 legs of the starfish, one of them has a hole in it. We're going to have that leg facing left the whole time, and I'm going to be holding that leg as well, because it's probably the most convenient place to hold it, while moving the fish around the starfish with the other hand. So what we need to do first is we need to get the fish off the starfish, or off the middle, and off to the left hand side. And this creates a position where we've got 3 legs on one side of the fish and 2 legs on the opposite side. So what we need to do now is a series of moves where we go under and over one of the legs that is on the side that has the 3 legs on it. That's quite long-winded, but essentially what I mean is we're going to go over, so from this gap, we're going to use the gap in the fish to go from here up to here. And the way we do that is we, first of all, need to get the underneath the starfish leg with the head of the fish. Once the head's under, we can then pass the tail over the top, and then once the tail's over the top, we can pass the head to the opposite side. So I'll just flip over and show you that in reverse. So it's these gaps that are underneath the starfish's legs that we use for this. And again, what we do is we get the bottom bit in first, which is currently on the top, into that gap. Then we can pass the tail over to the other side, and you'll see how easy it can pop out to the other side in this position here. So I'll just reverse that so we're not going backwards. So the head goes in, then the tail goes over the top of the starfish, and then the head follows it from there. So now we're in this position, and what we need to do now is move the gap from this position down to here. So we're going to flip over into this position, and again we're going towards the side that has the 3 legs. This time obviously we've got the things flipped around, so this time it's the tail going into or underneath the starfish's leg, then the head is passing over the top, and then the tail follows it from there. We're going to flip the gap up from the bottom to the top, and then we're going to go under again the side that has the 3 legs on. First of all, under with the fish's head, then the tail passes over, and then the head follows it to the other side. And we need to do that once more. We're going to flip the gap in the fish down to this bottom position again. We're going to go under with the tail again. We're going under and over the side that has the 3 legs on. So in with the tail, we then pass it over with the head, and then the tail follows it out from there. And once we're in this position over here, when we get it in the right position, there we are, we can now solve it from here. So we're going to move the gap over to this opposite position, and essentially what we've done now is we've flipped the 2 fish over. So when we were in that original position, we had the head on top and the tail on the bottom. But now, being in this opposite position, it allows us to do this. So we can now get onto the top of the starfish by coming onto here. So we don't go under this leg, we sort of come over the top, and then from here we can separate out. So we need to just separate the fish from the starfish, and that is how we disassemble the starfish puzzle. And for reassembling the starfish puzzle, we're very much just going to reverse all the moves that we have just done. So again, we're going to be holding the starfish, we're going to be moving the fish around the starfish. So the starfish, we want the leg that's got the hole in it towards the left hand side. I'm going to be holding that leg for most of it. And then we can take the fish from here. So what we can't do is we can't join or connect the fish with a position, or in a position where the head is on top and the tail is on the bottom. So we need to flip it over into this position, and we can then slide on from there onto the middle of the starfish, and then we're going to go up into the top left hand corner, and then we can do the move that sort of repeats itself quite a lot now. So first of all, we need to get the gap to the opposite side. in this position in here. And now we need to go under and over this leg. So again, we go under with the tail first into the gap that is under the starfish's leg. Once we've got the tail in that gap, we can then pass the head over the top in this position here, and then you'll see sometimes it quite easily falls out the tail at the bottom. Once we're in this position, we're going to move the gap to the opposite side, and we're going to go under and over this leg up here. So again, we go underneath the leg first, then we pass over the top, and then we can get the head at the minute, or this time around, out from underneath the leg. We swap the gap over from the top to the bottom, and then we go over this leg in here. Tail goes in first, head passes over the top, tail comes out last. And then we flip over, we do that move once more. Head goes under, tail goes over, head comes out on the other side. And then from here, all we need to do is flip the gap over to the left hand side, and for the original position, put the head of the fish in the middle of the starfish, the tail will be underneath, and that is how we reassemble the starfish puzzle. So there it is, that is how you disassemble and then reassemble the Hanayama Starfish puzzle. Essentially it's the same move but alternating sides and just repeating that until you get to almost like the reverse position from the starting position, and then that's when you can actually separate the two fish piece from the starfish piece. Putting it back together is obviously a reverse of all those moves to get it back to where its original position, which is the opposite way to where you reconnect the fish. And hopefully this has helped you solve the starfish puzzle for yourself. If you do have any questions or any issues, then comment below and I'll do what I can to help you where you are with the puzzle. And thank you very much for being here. If you want to see me struggle through the starfish puzzle for the first time, or the solutions to any of these other Hanayama puzzles, then be sure to subscribe and click my face here, and I will see you next time. Peace!